Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I've got another bench press session for you guys. I've pretty well finished the series of how to rebuild your bench, and now I've drifted into my whole new training system, which I am training multiple lifts on. And here's the thing, when I did the rebuilding the bench series, I, as quickly as I could, got to a decently respectable weight for a pause close grip, 275. All right, we got to it very, very fast. However, what I mentioned recently is that, you know what, I feel like I jumped weight too quickly on the last jump. And accordingly, I've been doing all these high sets with 275 close grip. And I've already said I realized I probably jumped weight too fast. I'm now at a point where I went to do it today and I got 2 sets in. And I realized that my triceps were already struggling under the load by the second set. All right, my chest is adapting and growing great, but I am doing extra tricep work to make sure that my tricep stamina keeps up, because my chest will actually overdevelop compared to my triceps if I'm not careful, and oftentimes that becomes a limiting factor in my bench press. You guys look at the size of my chest, that becomes very, very apparent. My chest grows easy. I've got a big rib cage. My pecs respond well to training. And since I bench close grip, and I do that for shoulder safety, and yeah, I bench less weight because it's close grip, and I probably don't go much wider than this even in meets. I have benched really wide. I've benched really heavy really wide. I've benched well over 400 pounds really wide when younger. It also really beats up my shoulders, and I'm old enough I don't want to do that. Where I'm going right there, I probably will not go much wider than that, even in the event that I were to peak for a meet. Let's say I want to do a powerlifting meet, I will probably go out just wide enough to where my forearms are at 90 degrees from the ground when I'm at the bottom. On a side note, by the way, there's weird stuff going around, and honestly, I've been banning people for it. I'm going to keep banning people for it for just being complete idiots. It's so stupid that I almost don't feel like addressing it, but because I've had to ban like 30 people for it, there are people saying, oh my God, you're wearing a girdle. You're wearing a girdle. Guys, that's loose skin. You guys do know I've lost a lot of body fat. You've seen the weigh-ins on the scales. I mean, unless I am faking the scale, I have lost a lot of body weight again. I previously was very, very fat when I came back from being sick, and you guys have seen me shirtless with the loose skin before. All right, that is just loose skin around my waistline. It's slowly tightening up, but that's loose skin from being fat. Now, I don't know how that's being construed that way, but guys, that's what you're seeing there is rolls of loose skin with a tight shirt with tight shorts on, because my shorts are up a little bit high. That's actually what you're seeing. All right, it's not attractive. It's not pretty. You wouldn't enjoy it if I took my shirt off until I get lean enough that it tightens up more. I can assure you it's not going to be beautiful for you guys to see. But if people really want to know that's what's going on, it's rolls of loose skin from losing fat. That is tightening up. It is tightening up as I continue to get leaner, and it's going to take a while, but I'm an older dude, guys. You lose a bunch of body fat, guess what happens? There's a real world. So my advice to you, you want to take my advice? Don't get fat. All right, problem solved, don't get fat. Now, what I've noticed here, back to this point, but back to the training. All right, it started getting heavy, and I did 2 sets with 275, and I'm like, look, this is really heavier than I need to be lifting right now. I'm not able to pause for a long time on the chest. And if we want to talk about chest growth, what builds the chest the best? What have I said repeatedly? Pauses on the chest, sinking that bar deep into your chest, pausing and exploding up with it. That's how you recruit the most chest. Well, the weight is getting heavy enough that I'm struggling to get it started and get enough bar speed, and then my triceps are having to take over. My triceps are fatiguing because I am not strong enough from pausing it on my chest. After several sets, I am running out of steam. That's why I keep failing. That's why like 3 workouts in a row, you guys watched me fail to hit 10 sets on this, because I am not strong enough to explode it off my chest. So it's this point I have to check my ego. I dropped back down to 265. Now, a lot of people are like, why do that? Well, it felt heavy after doing the 2 sets of 275 still. Yeah, a few weeks ago I came in and I blasted out 10 sets with 265, and it was easy. And so I've spent 1 week on it, jumped ahead. Remember my point about mastering each weight, about mastering the exercise? I need to take a bite of humble pie, check my ego at the door, and drop the weight down and master 265. When I am strong enough to do 10 sets with all reps on every set, pause for a full 1 count on my chest like that right there, and lock it hard with no grinders, then I have earned the right to step the weight up. Until then, I am limiting myself by trying to put more weight on the bar than I can handle with perfect technique. All right, guys, I'm in here building strength. I'm here to build strength right now, not to demonstrate it, not to show off. And me coming in here and trying to do 10 pounds heavier than I really need to be working with for proper pause reps is me being an egotistical buffoon. And there's enough egotistical buffoons on YouTube without me joining them. All right, it's time to step back, be humble, be honest with myself at the amount of weight I really need to be using for perfect textbook pause reps until I can get enough volume in to stimulate the growth and the strength with long paused reps and lock them clean. I need to drop down to 265. Now, do I know how long that'll be? 1 workout, 2 workouts, 3 workouts? No, I don't. I don't know. When I get there, I get there. And you know what happens? I get to 265. I'm not jumping 10 pounds again. I'll jump 5 pounds. And I'll use that next weight until it becomes easy and I master that weight. And then I'll add another 5 pounds until I master that weight for the full volume. All right, that's how you make a program like this work. A program like this requires you to have perfect workouts because each exercise is being trained once a week and you are mastering that exercise every week. If you're using a weight that you can't complete with perfect form and speed, you wasted a workout. It's a waste. Yeah, it'll stimulate some growth, not as much as the right volume and the right muscle recruitment will. All right, there's no point in that. It's pointless. I need to come in, check my ego at the door, use the appropriate weight, master that weight, and move forward 5 pounds at a time, 1 rep at a time, 1 set at a time. It works. It's proven. You have to trust the system, and that includes me, even though I'm the one preaching this here. I know this is a time-proven protocol. It works. I need to trust the system and be patient and understand that muscle and strength come slow. And when you overdo it and you're forced to take extra deloads, your connective tissue hurts because you don't do it or you don't get the pauses and stimulate enough growth, then it comes even slower. And it's going to come slow enough that I can't afford to slow it down another 3 months while I goof around. I need to get to where I'm doing work sets with 315, and that's not going to happen unless I take the time to do it right and do it safe, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, because my triceps were feeling ultra fatigued, I decided, what the hell, let's get in and do some tricep work. You know what? Yeah, I used to, even on camera, do sets of these with a full size plate on each side. You know what? I can't do that right now. But what I can do, multiple sets of 8 using 95 pounds. 95 pounds. Get that stretch, get that perfect tricep extension in, make my triceps grow. Because my triceps grow, they get stronger on their strength stamina. They'll be able to handle the workloads so that everything else will grow. And that's what I'm doing. I'm relying on these accessory movements to make sure that all the muscles involved get stronger. My chest will grow and get stronger purely from the specificity of training of the pause bench. But all the overhead pressing, the strict pressing, right? The strict pressing, not push pressing anymore. Tricep extensions, that's going to make everything else stronger to make sure that I don't have other weak links limiting me, limiting the volume that I can subject my chest to. So we're just making sure that we're creating muscle balance. You guys saw in the tank top photos, obviously my delts have grown, but they need to grow. My triceps need to grow. And as those things get bigger and stronger, everything else is going to improve. And it is all going to come together, and that's the whole point. Bringing the whole system together, making your accessories work to bring up your weak points, taking time, being patient, being consistently putting in the work and adjusting your accessories and everything as needed. So that's what I'm doing. And there we go. 1 final set. Sorry, Brittany's talking to me there while filming. I'm talking back. Yes, won't be able to see what I'm saying. I don't even know what I was saying. But yeah, and by the way, at the end of this, for those curious, my triceps were throbbing because my triceps already were hurting They were already hurting from the benching, but this really kind of finished them off. But you know what? They need that. They're getting worked twice a week, so I'm making sure that they're getting sufficient stimulation on both those days so that they keep growing, because I know that my triceps are a weak point for me. Whether it's strength-wise, aesthetic-wise, at a certain point for well-balanced strength, is there really a difference? Any muscle that's aesthetically lagging is very probably a strength weak link anyways, and vice versa. So I'm going to beat on them. I'm going to stimulate them until they grow. To use the words of C.T. Fletcher, I'm going to command them to grow. And they better behave and listen. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.